Hello, my name is Marissa Moore, and I've conducted and reviewed a case study for the City of Southlake. To give you some background information, I would like to first go over the demographics of the city. It is important to understand that the demographics of the City of Southlake play a significant role in the form of interpersonal communication and relationships. For the City of Southlake, the impact that the residents have on the community and environment of the workplace is extremely significant. The City of Southlake consists of a population of about 31,000 people, rather small for a city within the DFW area. The median family household income is around $207,917. These factors determine how city employees interact with residents and how city employees interact with each other. The demographics of the external factors impact the workplace and productivity heavily and can be seen through the progress and success of the city thus far. To better understand the staff culture, it is important to know that the City of Southlake is considered a small-scale municipal government. The city is made up of 14 departments. Many, if not all departments, work cohesively on a day-to-day basis. Each department is typically on the smaller side with an average of 5 to 10 employees per department. It is important for these interpersonal relationships across departments to be positive and less negative on every day-to-day basis. As these departments work cohesively, their job is to ensure that their productivity is met and that their daily tasks are being met. Supervisors are very hands-on within the City of Southlake and spend as much time as possible speaking with employees and ensuring that their duties are being met. Specifically for the Office of Marketing and Communication, they meet twice a week to give daily updates on their progress and what they need help with. The situation at hand deals with 2 racially insensitive videos involving minors that occurred at the end of 2018 and early 2019. These videos showed these minors shouting racial slurs along with music or just in conversation. While the videos ignited severe questions within the community, it also stirred a lot of commotion within the business itself. The municipal government, like I said, is made up of a small form of interaction. The day-to-day conversation occurs in the break room or in passing or sitting at each other's office desks. The important thing that came about this situation was that employees started to question where they stood in regards to the current cultural climate. City management released a statement but failed to debrief internal staff immediately after news broke statewide. Both incidents occurred over the weekend, and Monday morning, every employee found out through media outlets or through fellow employees versus through city management and supervisors. This was a huge negative impact on behalf of the city, simply because the city employees depend upon their supervisors greatly. The power distance within the employee and the supervisor is relatively smaller, but still very prominent for the city. Employees rely heavily on their relationship with their supervisors to ensure that they're working appropriately. But in situations such as these, it's difficult for employees to feel trusted or valued when they're being left out of information that is valuable to their success in the office. City management focused primarily on ensuring that the general public was informed and engaged. Rather than sitting down and discussing the issues with their employees, they decided to release statements across multiple platforms, mainly focusing on their interaction through Facebook. Facebook is the primary form of communication for the city across all stakeholders, whether that is the general public or employees. Most information can be found via Facebook. The situation was managed for the most part effectively, but the city failed to communicate effectively with the individuals who needed to be informed first. those individuals being the internal staff. Internal staff were left out of the loop of what city manager and the city mayor had intended on releasing to the public. Both the city manager and the city mayor released statements to the media prior to the Monday morning when everyone else clocked in. This ignited issues for a lot of departments and a lot of the lower level staff, as they felt that it was a priority for them to be informed about what was happening. This also left a sense of neglect on behalf of the staff and the organization. They felt invalued and unappreciated. For the most part, the city needed to be more engaged and invested in their internal factors versus their external factors. The external department was handled appropriately. Immediately after the issue, the mayor and city management decided upon a new organization that would work cohesively with city government in order to address any situation that would further ignite reputation management that could not be handled through the city itself. The city felt that by involving external stakeholders, they would have the opportunity to mend relationships across the board and allow these stakeholders to feel valued and appreciated. The city is currently reestablishing trust internally. They are doing so by the creation of a program known as Making Better Best. Making Better Best ensures that city government employees have the opportunity to have their opinions heard. It has been a 12-week program where city staff members across all departments volunteered or were selected to be a part of a committee that determined ways that the city can enhance internal interpersonal communication and relationships. They recently conducted a presentation where each group presented their ideas on how to develop a better interpersonal relationship with fellow staff members and fellow departments. Through the literature review and other external studies, there were 4 main points that were uncovered. Number 1 being that interpersonal relationships can be defined simultaneously, internally, and externally. With the inclusion of the new branch that was going to work alongside the city government, known as the Mayor's Alliance of Unity and Culture, there was an opportunity for internal and external employees and factors to work together to cohesively rebrand the damage that was done to the city of Southlake. The second most important factor was that the text proves that communicating transparently has numerous benefits for numerous reasons. Both internal and external factors require transparency in order to be productive and efficient. The organization as a whole cannot run without both parties being involved. The third most important factor was understanding that characteristics of individuals involved provides insight on a deeper level, simply meaning that characteristics of the internal staff and characteristics of those involved in the Mayor's Alliance of Unity and Culture plays a significant role in the success of how the city was going to move forward from this situation. More specifically, the selection of those members who were placed on the Mayor's Alliance of Unity and Culture were considered heavily. City management, city council, and the mayor sat together to select and decide who would be able to represent the city itself and this new opportunity for diversity and culture. The fourth most important factor is that there is a responsibility to your staff to prioritize their personal and work stability. The textbook covered heavily the importance of positive interpersonal relationships and communication. This is important moving forward for the city of Southlake. As they were confronted with an issue regarding diversity and culture, they needed to be sure that everyone felt as if they were informed and had the opportunity to be heard. While the city focused on ensuring that external parties were completely taken care of, there was a heavy burden left within the internal department. Many staff members, in a survey conducted post the incident, suggested that they felt they were left out, excluded, or that their opinion did not matter. Was the campaign successful or unsuccessful? Initially, how the city handled the situation negatively impacted the interpersonal relationships within the organization. Many employees felt neglected, therefore, cutting back on their productivity and success in the workplace. Not only did this situation have an impact on their work life, but it can be determined that they were feeling burdened post-work as well. There was a sense of decline within productivity and employment during this period. Externally, the city was extremely successful. They were sure to engage with their publics and include them in any decision-making process that occurred after the fact. The external factors all applied heavily to how the city handled internal. Internally, the city is currently attempting to rebuild. They recently started a program known as Making Better Best. Making Better Best allowed the employees to be engaged and involved in moving forward and reprimanding the interpersonal communications and relationships within the program. The city is hoping to include a new program where all employees are heard, all employees' opinions are valued just as much as the residents and other stakeholders. At this point in time, the city of Southlake holds a lot of value in the external parties and what they have to say. It is important that the city of Southlake remember that the employees within their departments are just as important, if not more important, because of their work and efforts to ensure that their residents and external factors are completely valued and understood. The city of Southlake is going to work towards ensuring that all voices are heard. The supervisor relationship between staff members and management level employees is continued to grow and develop into a more personal atmosphere. As the city of Southlake is considered a small municipal government, they are consistently working to ensure that everyone feels a sense of community and environment that is open to communication. The city of Southlake is hoping to rebrand and rebuild past this situation where racially insensitive incidents can occur, but the city is prepared to address the situation at all costs. It is important to remember that interpersonal communications and relationships impact the lives of all employees, both within the workplace and outside of the workplace. The city of Southlake will continue to work and move toward a brighter future where interpersonal communication and relationships are valued and appreciated.